Yo guys, what's going on? T-Fish back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about my top 20 basketball YouTubers list. I have a few honorable mentions, but before we get into any of this, I just want to say I didn't even play high school basketball. I am doing this strictly from the point of view of a content consumer. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Truthfully, I didn't play any high-level basketball, so I can't really say with a shadow of doubt. And I've also never played any of these guys, so I can't really say how good they are. I'm just from a viewer's perspective. Let's get into it. So the first honorable mention category, because I actually do have two of them, are street legends, and then the other one are trainers. They're two separate sections of people that I'm not going to rank in the top 20 basketball YouTubers. First section is the Professor and Bone Collector. The reason I'm not ranking these guys in the list is because they're just honestly the streetball legends. I know Professor played a little bit of N1 tour, played in a couple pro tournaments and overseas and stuff. I don't know that much about Bone Collector's basketball history. I just know the dude's an absolute unit on the court and will cross your ass up. Next, we have the trainers. We got Dribble Too Much, DJ Sackman, Dev in the Lab, J-Law B-Ball, and Dre Baldwin, who I see a lot of people leave off their list. I actually don't know why. Dude was a monster. He's a retired hooper. He played, I believe, Division III at Penn State Altoona, I want to say. And then he went and played overseas. He actually did a whole thing about how to get overseas. Alright, so starting at number 20. We have Jess. Jess comes in at number 20. I honestly was gonna do a top 10 list, and I was gonna group pretty much the majority of the two hype guys at number 10 because I didn't know where to put them. But opening up to 20 allowed me to kind of rank these guys a little bit easier. Jesser is a good spot up shooter, and he's good in a team setting. He knows how to make the open pass, and I've seen him playing a lot of these videos with AJ Lapray playing pickup at Venice or playing 5v5 overseas in China with the other two hype guys. He's good in a team setting. Next, 19 and 18 honestly are a little interchangeable, but I'm going 19 is Zach TTG just because he's a good team player and he's got a slightly better, a slightly more full offensive skill set. He was all-state in high school. He's got a slightly more offensive skill set than Jesser does. Number 18, we have cashnasty. Again, good in a team setting, hustle rebounder, lockdown defender. If it was out of those three and I only had to pick one of them, I'm taking Cash just for the defense. All right, next, number 17 is actually a person who about 3 years ago, I would have ranked a whole lot higher, and that's Trey Good. The reason I'm ranking him at number 17, he's been out of the game for a while. He started a new channel called House with pretty much the Kick Genius guys, and they've uploaded a couple basketball videos, but truthfully, he's not playing seriously, and if he is, he's not showing it. Next, we have Hoopin' Life, Nelson Chan. Played pro. He plays for the Macau Bears, I believe is the name of the team. Plays pro. He's an absolute unit. He's like 5'7", he can dunk, super athletic, he's quick. The only downside I see in Nelson's game, he's small. Like I said, he's 5'7", and he's got a slimmer frame, so he can get bodied a little bit easier. Though with the athleticism, gives a little bit more hang time, and he can finish in those situations. I just don't see him being higher on this list because of the size. Next, I had to put Bionic Brooks in here. Dude is an absolute unit, athletic freak, and a pro dunker. He's also hit some clutch shots. You guys go follow his Instagram. He's done a lot of cool things. Next, we have Tanner Morgan, the 6'9", D1 Northern Colorado unit. That's one of AJ Lapray's like best friends, or they played at Sprague. Whatever the case is, they're buddies. You've seen him in AJ Lapray's videos. But I would love to see Tanner Morgan move up the list and play more people, but I noticed he hasn't posted on YouTube a lot, and I followed his Instagram, and I think he's got a job doing some kind of sports management type deal. So I doubt he's going to be moving up on the list. I think he's kind of putting you to the side, but regardless, we're going to throw him on the list because he's an absolute unit. 6'9", he can shoot the ball insanely well, and he can rebound. He's a good player. Next, number 13, famous Los. This man can shoot, dribble, pass, doesn't really do a whole lot on defense. Now, I've only watched the Playmaker runs and a couple of Los's LA Fitness videos, but he really is only good on offense. He doesn't really try on defense. Now, that's nothing against him. I know he averaged like 22 points a game in high school. Dude was a monster then, too. But if he put effort on defense, I could definitely see him being higher on this list. tjass, crazy handle, crazy finishing package. He can shoot. If you guys watch any of his 5v5 men's league videos, that boy has a jumper. He's pulling from like 30 feet easy. And the only downside I see to him, he's only about 5'10". He's a little bit slimmer too, and not the best rebounder. Next, number 11, we have pretty much ourselves in the same position. Marcellus Howard, great ball handler, great finishing package, great shooter. He played college ball. I don't remember what level. I do think it was Division II. I remember hearing that in a video somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure. And either way, that dude can hoop. He's got crazy bounce too. But again, size is a downside. Next, we have LSK, the 6'10", giraffe. But he played high-level basketball in college. I believe he played a little bit of overseas. The only downside to LSK, now this man can shoot, rebound, pass, handle, defend, all of it. The only downside to LSK is he's injury prone. If that man can stay healthy, he's easily a top 5 basketball YouTuber in the community, but I just don't see it with all the injuries he's had. Next, J motherfucking Jones. This man has the nastiest mid-range pull-up I have ever seen. Quick, good ball handler, elite defender up there with Cashnasty. That's some of the best defenders in the community. And he can shoot. He can knock down open shots. He can knock down the mid-range off the dribble. Everything. He's just an elite ball player. And again, this falls with pretty much the Marcellus and the tjass situation. The only downside is he's like 5'8". So moving forward on the list in the next couple spots, a lot of these people are either just a little bit more skilled than him or just have size on him. Next, number 8, we have Caleb Nash Feemster. Now he's on this list because he's a big body. Not the best rebounder. He's a little bit slower. Those are kind of his downsides. But he's 6'4". Now, a couple sites say he's 6'5" or 6'6". I've seen him next to lapray, and I don't think he's that tall. So I'm calling him 6'4". He's got a bigger frame, so he can body you. I've watched him play in high school. I watched a couple of his highlights, and he can shoot. Good overall player, just has a bigger frame. I think that's the only reason he would actually beat J. Jones is just a bigger frame. Number 7, White Iverson. Now, White Iverson is absolutely insane. Crazy handle, like I said, crazy handle, can pass the ball, can shoot deep. The man just creates a lot of open shots, and he's a good player overall. Only downside for him moving forward is the size. 5'10", maybe 5'11". He's a little bit shorter on the shorter side, and I just think that is his only downside moving forward. A lot of these other guys are lethal players, but they just have the size. Next, number 6, B.A. Played pro, great defender, great shooter, ball handler, passer, all that fun stuff. The only thing I see B.A. do wrong is from the playmaker runs or seeing some of his highlights when he did play overseas. I think it was last year or a year or two ago, something like that. The man takes some crazy shots. Now that could be his downfall and an upside. If he hits them, you're like, oh, holy shit, he just hit a fader 3 from 35 feet. On the downside is he's going to shoot them regardless of whether or not they're going in. He's going to shoot his way out of the funk. Next, we have the top 5. Now, truthfully, this was super hard for me to figure out because a lot of these guys are either great shooters or, there's definitely a lot of separation straight up in athleticism or different skills in different parts of the court. But a lot of these guys, I think, fall in a very lethal category. A lot of these guys are definitely the best hoopers on YouTube and on any team. You honestly might be going, it'd be 6-4 one way. Like out of 10 games, a lot of these guys would win 6. Austin Mills, number 5, played Division I at Baylor, which is super high level. I think he only averaged like 2 to 3 points according to the internet. I don't know how true that is. I didn't dig that far into his stats. I know he's about 6 foot. He can handle the ball. He can pass the ball. He's played in a lot of these Drew League games and stuff. He's played in a lot of influencer games. The man won $100,000 for shooting a 3. So, I mean, the man can shoot. Number 4, Filet. The man is like 6 foot, 6'1", got a big frame. Jesse Jones. He currently plays pro. Don't remember the name of the team. I do remember seeing some highlights a few months back, though. And he can shoot like crazy. He can drive. He can finish. His name is literally Filet. So he's a great ball player. Again, like I said, can handle, pass, rebound, and run the point, shoot the ball. These next 3 are where it gets really tough for me. And like I said, these top 5 were tough anyways, and I'm sure you guys can interchange them out. But this is, like I said, from my viewing perspective. So number 3, got Devontae Friga. 6'2", maybe 6'3". Played Division III, averaged like 15 points his senior year, something like that. Scored 1,000 points in college, I believe. Either scored it or was very close to it. I know his point guard definitely scored 1,000 points. Good shooter, can consistently shoot the 3 ball, can shoot the mid-range. Good rebounder, passer, ball handler, all that other stuff. I think the size comes down to it. And he's decently athletic. He can get up there. Number 2, AJ lapray. So just like the rest of the basketball community, I would love to see the AJ versus Devontae 1v1 because there's been a lot of shit surrounding that for months and months and months now. I know they squashed the beef. I've watched all of it, but I would love to see that one-on-one. But AJ lapray went D1, Pepperdine, Rice. Can't remember. Oregon, I think it was the other school he played at. All the Division Ones. I actually was the first person I did the breaking down the signature moves on that man. Can shoot the ball. He can pass. He can rebound. He's 6'5", so he's got that frame to board. And he's actually surprisingly strong, and he's decently athletic as well. I think the only thing he has over Friga is that size, and I do think he's a little bit better of a shooter than Friga. Number 1, Kris Staples. 6'2", again, maybe 6'2", maybe 6'3", can shoot. Has become a lethal shooter over the last few months. He might have always been like that, but I've definitely noticed a huge improvement over the last few months of Kris Staples' shooting ability. He's tall, he's athletic, so he can grab the boards, he can run the point, and he's got good ball handling, good ball passing, and the man is a pro dunker. It's insane. The only thing he has over the rest of these guys, truthfully, is straight up athleticism. Now, I know lapray and Kris Staples did do the one-on-one recently where AJ won by literally just a hair. But out of 10 games, this is one of those things where I think it comes down to Kris. If they ran 10 games straight, I think Kris is going to win 6 of them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like, comment down below, let me know what you guys want to see. Subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace.